Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a whimsical story for you, one that's packed with mischief, a little boy with a big heart, and of course, a twisty plot that'll keep you on your toes. So grab your popcorn and let's dive into the world of three tricky witches and a brave little boy named Oliver. Once upon a time, in a small, charming town, three witches arrived under the cover of night. Their laughter echoed ominously through the streets, but there was something special about this. They were masters of mischief. They'd turn the street lamps into flickering fireflies and make the townsfolk's pastries dance right off the tables. As these witches caused chaos, the residents grew increasingly confused. What's wrong with this town? They wondered. And guess who they decided to blame? That's right, our friend Oliver. He was a bright-eyed little boy with a vivid imagination, and sadly, not a soul in town could see the havoc the witches were causing. Instead, they pointed fingers at the innocent boy, claiming he was responsible for all the weird happenings. Yikes! Now, imagine being Oliver. He watched in dismay as things spiraled out of control, desperately trying to explain to the townspeople. No, I swear, it's the witches, he'd cry, but they only scoffed at him. Stop making excuses, Oliver. You're just causing trouble, they'd say. Poor Oliver felt so alone. Days turned into weeks, and the blame continued to fall on poor little Oliver's shoulders. Can you believe that? Picture him sitting in school, hearing whispers about how he was some kind of troublemaker, all while he could see the witches giggling in the shadows. Then came the holiday season. Everyone in town was buzzing with excitement for Christmas. The streets were lined with twinkling lights, and folks were busy making gingerbread houses, dreaming of sugar plums and peeking at presents under the tree. But guess what? The three witches had a little surprise in store. They were planning their biggest prank yet, one that would ruin Christmas. As Christmas Eve approached, the air was filled not just with holiday cheer, but also a strange sense of unease. Oliver sensed something brewing in the air, and he was determined to stop the witches once and for all. He crafted a clever little plan to expose them. If I can just show everyone what they really are, he thought. So, on that fateful Christmas Eve, everything hit the fan. The witches unleashed their chaos, turning toys into creepy crawlers and floats into chaotic creatures. The townspeople were running around, confused and scared, all while Oliver stood his ground. It's them, the witches, he shouted, pointing at the swirling mist of magic. Then, in a moment of sheer bravery, he called forth his courage and whipped up a flurry of sparkly snowflakes. Suddenly, the fog cleared, and there they were, the witches, trapped in their own spells. The town folks gasped, finally seeing the truth they had overlooked. Shock surged through the crowd. Oliver was telling the truth all along, they murmured among themselves. But instead of joy, Oliver felt a heavy lump in his throat. The townspeople were filled with regret as they realized they had blamed him for everything. "We're so sorry, Oliver," they called out, but he didn't feel like celebrating. Feeling a mix of vindication and sorrow, Oliver faced the townsfolk. "I never wanted to be right. I just wanted to be listened to," he said. They stood there, sheepish and ashamed, trying to make things right. But the damage had been done. In a way, they'd pushed him away, and it wasn't something that could easily be fixed with a simple apology. After contemplating his choices, Oliver made a bold decision. "I appreciate your apologies, but I think it's best for me to leave this town. Even if you all meant well, it seems like I'm always blamed for things I didn't do." He gave them a bittersweet smile, a mix of relief and sadness. As Oliver packed his little bag and walked towards the horizon, the townsfolk called out, "Well, remember you, Oliver. You're brave, but sometimes you have to choose what's best for you, even if it means moving on." And there you have it, folks, a little lesson packed with magic and a sprinkle of reality. Sometimes, even when you choose to forgive, it's essential to step away from a bad environment. If you stay, things can get much worse down the line. Thanks for joining me for this story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done if you were Oliver? Let's chat. Until next time, keep dreaming.